you've repped it, you've taught your body muscle memory. Get out there and just, you know, when you actually get on game day, you just get out there and you get a pitch you can drive. That's all you're trying to do. Is pick up that pitcher, get his tendency, and get a pitch you can hit. Don't even think about, you know, your mechanics. You got to be on autopilot. Okay, you got to be on autopilot by game day. Dugout prep. Even guys who don't start have a job to do, and you guys, I'm sure know this, that, you know, guys that aren't starting need to be looking for things. They need to be looking for tendencies, looking for, does a pitcher do certain things with his glove when he only throws a changeup or an off speed or something like that. Is there something we can pick up, you know, from the opposition that can be helpful? Okay. I had a kid who won us a game 2 years ago. I'm sorry, it was 2011, so I guess now we're going on 3 years ago. And he won the game for us while he was charging an iPhone in the concession stand. Okay, and here's how it happened. We're playing in the DeRitter tournament. Okay, we're playing in the first game of the season against Alexandria, and we are winning by 1 run in the bottom of the last inning, their home team. All right, a kid hits a double, and the guy going from first to third misses second base. Nobody saw it in the dugout. None of the coaches saw it, anything. The one kid who saw it was our kid who was supposed to be keeping the game changer on the phone, and the phone ran out of battery, so he's in the concession stand charging the phone and watching the game. And he saw the kid miss second base. So he like throws the phone down and runs to the dugout, you know, tells us, Coach, he missed second base. I swear he missed second base. It's 2 outs now, bottom of the 8th, we're in extra innings. Right? So we appeal, throw the ball to second base, the umpire rings him up, ball game. That's how we won our first game of 2011. That's the year we went and lost in the state championship. So you never know who can win a game for you. And that's why I told him after the game, I said, even you guys that aren't in the game and you're not penciled into the lineup, you know, you could be in the concession stand and win a game. You know, and it was kind of a funny thing because we won the game, everybody's in a good mood, but it's true. Guys on the bench can have a huge impact on the game. You know, it's happened to our benefit, and sometimes it's happened the other way too, where guys in other teams dugouts have beaten us. So it's just it's something that happens, and you got to make sure all 18 guys or all 15 guys, how many guys you got on varsity, are finding a way to contribute. You know, whether it's a between innings catcher, a bullpen catcher, a guy who's watching the pitcher, you know, for tendencies. Everybody's got a job to do. Cage prep, dugout prep. There's all kinds of things, all kinds of ways you can help your team win. I'm not going to go through all these drills. I'm just going to show you one of my favorites. You've all got your own drills. And like I said, all we do for drills is we use them to help a kid who's struggling with something. Okay, there are certain core drills you can do every day with everybody, but some of these drills are kind of exotic, and we just use them to sort of get a kid to understand a concept by over-exaggerating something. Okay, and one of those that I'm going to just show real quick is, if you look, you see the walk-up drill. The walk-up drill is something that I feel like can get a kid to feel weight transfer from back foot to front foot. Okay, so you bear with me for a second. I'm going to get it up on the screen and show you an example of one of our kids doing the walk-through drill. We had a senior on our team last year who had great hands, and he's a good athlete and very, very coordinated, but something about his swing just didn't quite look right, so we taped it and looked back at it later on, and it turns out he wasn't really using much of his lower half at all. In fact, his back leg was actually, his back knee was almost locked out at contact. Usually you see the front leg locked out at contact, and the back leg's more like an L. We're going to show a little bit of that in a second. But it's almost like his back knee was locked out. He wasn't using his legs at all. He was an all-hands hitter, and he could still hit for just a little bit of power because he was a big kid, you know, about 6 feet tall, and like I said, a gifted kid. So I said, look, in order to, and he wasn't getting it at first, and I said, to feel that weight transfer, let's do a walk-through drill, okay? And I showed him what it was. It's basically just starting in the back corner of the batter's box with your bat over your shoulder and just literally walking up and having a guy either soft toss or short toss from the front and having him walk through and hit. And it really exaggerates the weight going from one foot to the other. And I felt like it made a big difference in this season. He ended up hitting for a good bit of power. He hit a few home runs, doubles, and things, and hit like, 6 for us with like 30 RBIs. So he ended up driving in some runs. He was our third baseman last year. But let me just show you kind of what we do with it and what it looks like. Not that his execution is perfect here. This isn't like textbook, but it's just an idea of what it looks like when a high school kid does it. You can see how he's walking through and he's finishing with his back knee going all the way through the ball all the way through the swing. Right? And so it's just a way for us to let him feel his weight go from his back foot to his front foot, and then finish with that leg all the way through. Okay, let's just run it through one more time here. So this isn't like something you need to do every day with everybody. Like I said, this is if you have that kid that doesn't seem like he understands how to go from back foot to front foot, and then what weight transfer really means. You know, that kid that just seems like he's just slapping like this. You know, get him to do a walk-up drill. Just feet together, bat over the shoulder, and just get him to walk up through it. And just don't worry about how it looks and all that. It's not going to look like a game swing. That's not the point of it. It's an exaggeration drill, like I said. And you're just getting him to have that sensation of walking through and finishing. All right. We actually, the first time I ever did this drill, I was at a camp at Oklahoma State when I was a junior in high school, and they were doing this drill. And I'd never done it before, and of course it felt goofy at first, walking through like that and having your head moving and everything. You know, and all it is, they were just trying to show us the same thing. They were trying to show us, you know, kind of load the back leg, get through and finish with your weight transferring to the front. All right, so that's the walkthrough drill. But real quick, I think we have to have a little bit of time. I'll go through them fast, but I wanted to show y'all some of the major league hitters doing some of the things that we've already talked about here in kind of a video format, not just still images. And so what I do is I show it in regular speed, and then I show it in slow motion. So we can kind of, and as a team, we'll watch these again on rainy days and things, and then kind of compare them to themselves, and we'll even do some split screen to compare. But you can see when the stride foot lands, do that again. The stride foot lands, then his hands are back, over the back foot, and then his knee is already starting to come to the front, like we talked about. When he gets to the point of contact, and you'll notice this is also true with every great hitter, is his front knee is he's got a strong front side, his front knee is locked out, and his back knee is in the shape of an L. Okay, and you'll see that with every great hitter at contact, doing the same exact thing. Some guys you'll even see the back foot come off the ground a little bit, you know, at contact or just before. You know, he kind of comes maybe where the very bottom of his cleat, the toe, is still in contact, but there's no weight on it. And all that really means when the back foot comes off is they're just delivering everything they have from their backside. So sometimes you'll see that. It's not a big deal. The thing you just don't want to do is have too much head movement. Sometimes guys overstride, and then the back foot has to catch up, and the head moves a foot and a half. Again, that's not very good if he's facing a tough pitcher. So we want our heads to be somewhat still. It's going to move a little bit to the front. You know, not everybody's going to have a completely still head when they swing. There's going to be 2 to 4 inches maybe where the head is moving to the front. So don't worry about that if you see it. Bryce Harper, again, we love to show some of these guys that our kids, you know, really look up to because it helps them sort of reinforce some things. Yeah, like I said, we tell them if it's good enough for these guys, it's good enough for you. Again, the hands are over the back foot, and you'll see the knee start to dig when the heel drops. See, the heel's dropped, and the knee is starting to dig. You've got to look for that. When that heel drops, stop the tape. See where the back knee is. It should be starting to come to the front. And then the hands do the last little bit. Hands stay nice and loose. The hands stay loose, and then they only squeeze down at contact to absorb the contact of the ball on the bat, and they go tension free again all the way through. And then there's that high finish that we showed earlier. All right, Hanley, one of the better power hitting infielders in the game. And he's got a more aggressive stride. It looks like he's stepping over something, but he still keeps it under control. That stride is more like 8 inches, whereas most guys maybe 4 to 6 inches. But again, being so athletic and talented, he can kind of do that, and it doesn't really affect him too bad from a negative standpoint. The heel drops, and there you see that back knee start to dig. That back knee's got to be digging when the heel drops. Hands are back over the back foot. He's there at that 45-degree angle. And at contact, he's one that actually his back foot comes off the ground a little bit. We'll show that again. See how it's like a jab, a quick jab where it just, his back foot repositions almost toward the front by about an inch. Now, Carlos Gonzalez, good hitter for the Rockies, kind of a power, speed, average guy, has all the tools. When you watch him hit, another lefty here, you know, they all have different stances. I mean, his hands are kind of high, you notice that? His hands are closer to his helmet than his back shoulder. You know, but where is he when his stride foot lands is what we're looking for. You know, you see they come right back down by the shoulder. Every guy looks the same when the stride foot lands at that same point. The heel drops, and there's that back knee digging. It's just amazing how guys look the same at certain points of their swing, the important points of their swing. Front leg locked out, there's contact, head down, you know, head up, chest up. We talked about that as well. And then good high finish. He's another one that lets go at the very end, but his swing is already finished from there. Jeter, one of the better, you know, just average hitters as far as hitting for batting average, and then you know, gap power. And there's a time when he hit for more power, but even at this stage in his career, you know, he's a threat to hit 300 or better every year. And he's got a little double tap stride thing going. That just feels good to him. But the point is, when he gets his foot down for the last time, and he looks the same as everybody else, he's a little more compact. You don't quite see as much exaggeration in his motions. You know, he's a guy that's more contact than some of those hitters we looked at earlier. That may be why he looks a little different. Look how still his head is. There's just not a lot of movement there. You can see his hands are staying loose on the bat. That's why you're seeing a little bit of bat wiggle. But really, when it gets down to where it's important, like when he's ready to attack the ball and get to the front, it's like that karate chop. There's no wasted motion. It's just right there, and it's quick. And then I got one more clip. Mike Trout, another guy with compact mechanics. Kind of a high leg kick, but you know, again, that's just his personal style. Something that probably just feels comfortable to him. Stride foot lands, hands over the back foot. Heel lands, and you see this is already digging to the front. And then he hits this is a double down the left field line. So that's just something that you see in all the great hitters, some of those things that we've talked about. I do have a couple more. Matt Holliday, another guy that's hit for a lot of power and average over the years. Used to be out in Colorado. Now he's with St. Louis. Stride lands, hands over the back foot. Contact, you see the L. He's another one that the back foot does come off a little bit, not much, and he finishes. That's the clips I have. Again, I just want to thank y'all and thank Coach Carroll for accommodating me. Like I said, hope you picked up a couple things you can take back and help your teams. You know, like I said, hitting, everybody's got different ways of teaching it, different opinions on it, things. Those are some of the things that I've found have worked over the years for us. And so, like I said, if it helps you out, all the better. And just want to tell everybody good luck this season. And it's a great profession that we're in, and there's nothing for these kids. And that's the reason you're here, learning the game, getting better at it. It's why I come to these, and it's all for the kids and help them have a better experience through their high school careers. So again, thank you all very much. I hope you all have a good rest of the day. Thank you all.